What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Theo here at Theo Vlogs, and today we're back in Toluca, Mexico. All right, we're going downtown to get some empanadas and talk about the art of conversation. Is it dead, or do people still know how to do it and they don't want to? All right, so go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave a comment down below. What is your opinion on the art of conversation? So let's go on this adventure and find us some empanadas. All right, well, I'm back at the park here, and today we're going to talk while I have my lunch. All right, so today for lunch, I have empanadas, fish empanadas, or empanadas de pescado, and brought with me a Coke to wash it down with. With the empanadas, the way we make these empanadas, they're just normal empanadas, but to make them a little special, today I have Valentina hot sauce in a little packet. Now, full disclosure, when I first got to Mexico, I did not like Valentina. I know. A lot of people like Valentina. But now I've gotten used to it. I like it. They're very fresh. As you can see inside, that's fish, pescado. And it's already spicy. So, because I don't like my stomach, I'm gonna make it a little extra spicy. All right, so what are we gonna talk about today? While I eat my lunch, I thought about the bus ride over here, what could I vlog about? And I keep seeing videos and reels on Instagram and the internet that when people go on dates, they have a hard time having a conversation with people. Now, I don't think this is only in the US. I've seen it here in Mexico as well. It seems like the more technologically advanced we get, the more social media, the more apps we use, TikTok, the less people are able to converse with each other. No, that's just my observation. Other people might have a different observation, but that's what I've experienced myself. You know, the same old questions. What do you do for work? Like, work is your whole life. That's not my whole personality. There's more things to do besides work, make vlogs or anything. You know, you could travel, have hobbies, play chess, do puzzles, something like that. So what do you think? Do you think people have lost the ability to talk? Because, believe it or not, conversation is an art. Even making this vlog, I have spoken to cameras for years, not in vlogs, but as teaching online. I teach, or have taught, I used to, ESL reading, conversation. So I have a few years of experience of teaching people how to converse. Definitely the language is not theirs. But yeah, I mean, you go on a date with someone and if they say the conversation was boring, well, it takes two people to converse, two people to talk, so questions back and forth. Basically what it is, I think, it's not a lack of ability to talk, there's so many options today. I know there's a huge war going on between men versus women, the gender war in the US, and I'm not trying to get into that because personally I really don't care. That's other people's problems because of their trauma or whatever buzzword they use today. If you can't be with yourself, then you really can't be with anyone else. So work on that first. But like I said, back to about conversation. People usually can't talk because, let's be frank, they're not really interested in the other person. They're interested in what they can get out of the other person. Some form of usury, probably why they can't converse, they're not interested. Or, you know, whether it's the guy wanting something from the girl or the girl wanting something from the guy. Because when you're interested in getting to know someone, you can definitely have a conversation. You'll find things to talk about. But we live in such a self-centered society, or different societies now. It's going that way, from social media, their dopamine hits and whatever. That's just my opinion. And what is also my opinion, these empanadas that I got at the market. Now, this isn't any normal market like you'd see in the U.S. You got everything there. And it's all fresh. Fresh meat, fresh vegetables. You have to go to each place, different stall, to buy different things. You want vegetables, they got vegetables. You want fruit, they got fruit. Meat, they got meat. But this was in the seafood area at a little restaurant that they have in there. And 30 pesos a piece. It's name of the market. I'll cut to a video. Mercado 16 de Septiembre. The 16th of September for all my non-Spanish speakers. I would say a lot of people don't really like having conversations. You really can't get the emotion from a text, like the sarcasm. Maybe texting has hindered some people's inability to converse. Or maybe it's just like I said, a lack of interest or a lack of care. You be the judge. So this is just one of my ponderings. Maybe we could start a conversation down in the comments down below. What is your opinion? What do you think about people's conversational skills? All I know is these empanadas are really good. And it's the little things. It's the little things in life. So where am I going with this vlog? That's a great question that I never get asked, but oh well. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't even like to plan anything. I know there's the old stupid saying someone will say, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Well, excuse my language, but I call bullshit on that. Because some of my best days I've ever had, I didn't plan. You can't plan for good times. You can try. And it seems like the more you plan, everything screws up. So just go with the flow. Well, I guess you could say I plan to get empanadas. And I plan to have a conversation while looking at my phone, making a vlog, talking to you out there in YouTube land. That could be a plan, but I don't know. Not trying to be too deep or philosophical. I don't like those people anyways. They try to make everything intellectual, I guess you would say. There's nothing wrong with being intellectual, smart, intelligent, but when you try, like, not just let it flow easy, I guess. If I was telling you I had everything planned out, I'll be here in 5 years, 2 years. No, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, much less 10 minutes from now. Probably still be recording this vlog, living in Mexico, eating an empanada with my Valentina and Coke by myself, just enjoying it. Now, I guess one thing you could say I have mastered is the art of being alone. I'm not afraid to be alone. That's a skill. A lot of people are afraid to be alone because of their thoughts, I guess. Do you have a hard time talking with people? I know I have a hard time approaching people. What they call just coming up to people and just start a conversation that you don't know. That's a skill too, but to be honest with you, sometimes I'm just not interested. Kind of keep to myself, not because I'm shy, but just because. Like a lone wolf. Should have probably called this vlog the lone wolf vlog, but Theo vlogs works too. So, jumping around like a jack in the box. Yeah, I have ideas where I'd like to take this vlog, travel around Mexico, show different stuff. Besides me sitting at a park eating different food. That would be a start, I guess. But that takes money, and that's what I'm saving up for. Would I like to get monetized on this channel? Of course, who wouldn't? Is that my main goal? No. The main goal is probably, I would say, to document my ideas, my life, and what I think, and hopefully it's not too boring. Those are some loud breaks. Probably not the best place to set up and do a vlog, but it is what it is. As you can see, all the traffic behind me going backwards and forward. So it really wouldn't matter where I'd sit in this park. You can still hear it. I'll just have to cut it down when in post-production. So, now that my ADHD is kicked in and I'm jumping around, what do you think about, what's your opinion of a conversation? Do you have a hard time conversing? If you do, like if you're gonna go on a date or something, I guess, or meet with people, you can just use ChatGPT or any other AI and look up questions. Look up questions for how to talk with somebody. What to ask, you know, besides the basic, well, what do you do for work? What's your favorite color? Do you have any hobbies? All that stuff gets old. So to be different and to get different outcomes that you normally don't get, you have to do things you normally don't do and do things differently. Things that may work and may not work. That's just the way it is. That's life. We all have choices we have to make every day, micro choices, macro choices. If that's even a thing, I just made it up if it is, or if it isn't, it doesn't matter. I had a choice to forget napkins, and hopefully I don't have hot sauce all over my lips, but that's all right if I do. Not a big deal, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, so conversing can be can be difficult for people. Think outside the box, you know. Typical cliche sayings. Listening is a skill. It is a skill. If you try to learn a second language or any other language, you'll find out that listening is a skill because it's not the same in your native language. You all have to learn to listen in that other language that you have. So, listen with awareness, listen with care, speak with awareness, speak with care. You know, too many people are just unconscious and just going through motions. You have to think, stop, think, then respond. So, I hope this video helps some people. If it does, that's cool. I don't know if I said anything important. Probably not. I don't think I'm that important to believe that I said groundbreaking things. But just be interested in what you're doing. I guess be present. That's another thing. Saw this one video by a Buddhist monk, and he's right. A lot of people are not present this day and age. When you're eating lunch, you're thinking about what you're going to do when you get home off work. And when you're working, you're thinking about what you would do if you were on vacation. And when you're sleeping, you're thinking about what you're going to do at work. It's hard to be present, especially when you have a lot of trauma. So you just have to sit there, meditate. If that's one of your things that you do, meditate can help you be present. Like, for example, in this moment, I'm thinking about my vlog. I'm vlogging, I was eating my empanadas. It seems kind of hypocritical, But at the same time, as I'm eating, I'm thinking about what I'm doing in that moment. It's one thing I've learned definitely, and I think I probably said it in a video before. Here in Mexico, the people live in the moment. They don't care about the past. It's the moment that matters. It's part of the culture. If you try to talk about them about the past, they really don't like it. Past is already dead and gone. This morning's dead and gone. I'll never see it again. All we have is right now. So when you're doing something, just focus in on what you're doing at that moment, I guess. That's all I could say. If you have children, if you're with your children, be with your children. Be in that moment, present with your children. If you're a cook, be in the present with that dish you're making. Think about that dish. Focus on that dish. If you're in that conversation with that person you want, the date that you finally mustered up the courage to ask that person to go on a date with, whatever you choose to date, that's your preference. Just sit there and be present. Don't be thinking about something else. Think about the conversation. That's how you have good conversation. Can't be thinking about, oh, I'm going to go home and play Call of Duty. I wonder what high score I'm going to get while you're having a conversation with the person you're trying to have a conversation with. Girl, guy, dog, cat, whatever you like to speak with. That's just the way it is. So when you get that down, when you get that ability to be in that moment, you can enjoy it. I hope this makes sense. Because I just don't want to ramble on and seem like one of these talking heads that knows it all, because I don't know anything. I'm learning day by day. All right, I've done some walking and it gave me some time to think. I found this bench here I'm sitting on. I'm thinking, why do people have a hard time speaking with each other? And conversation can be difficult for those, especially introverts, that don't like talking or are not good at talking. And I think it just boils down to people getting nervous. And I know how nervous or hard it is to talk to a camera, especially out in public. That can be difficult because people are going to look at you strange and look at you like, what is this guy doing? So imagine if you have low confidence and it's hard for you to talk to someone face to face. So maybe we can factor that into why it's hard for people to have conversations, to keep conversations going when they're on dates or anything like that. Or maybe it's just a lack of reading, because there's an old Chinese proverb that says if you have nothing to talk about, that means you haven't read enough. So maybe that could be it. It could be lack of vocabulary as well, especially if their language is not the same as yours as their first language. So we have to put that into a factor as well. So I know for a fact it's hard to hold the camera and walk and talk at the same time. It takes practice. I'm new at it. It's a skill as well. Conversation is a skill. And conversation by yourself is a skill too. So it just don't want to say the same thing over and over again. You just have to work at it and do your best and know that that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're wrong or right. You do it well or you do it badly. It just doesn't matter. Just do it the best you can. Put forth the effort. And if the other person is a good person, if you're on a date or a work conversation or something like that, then they're going to know that you're trying your best. So that's all I got to say about that, I guess. So it was a good adventure day. We found the empanadas. I said that already, but it's okay. And just spending time with you, maybe I can give you a different perspective on life, on how you see the world. If I change, I guess, one person's perspective on life, on how they see the world, then I guess I did my job, if I do have a job. I'm just making these videos to have fun. It's a hobby, and to maybe make a little cash on the side. We can always use a little extra money, right? So that's just my opinion on that. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. We went downtown, we found some empanadas, and we did not find the murals that we thought we were gonna find, but that's okay. So let me know down below what you think about the art of conversation. Is it dead or not? Or people just lazy? So go ahead and hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And share this video with anyone you know that likes different vlogs. All right, this is Theo. I'm out, and I'll see you in the next video.